War in Texas trying to steal 5 congressional seats, decimating not only the Democrats' numbers, but black and brown representation. A lot of folks continue to speak out. First of all, today, House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries was in Austin standing with Democrats. We'll show you some of that. But some of the people who have been attending these hearings and putting these Republicans on blast include Tarrant County Commissioner Elisa Simmons, who's been fighting redistricting even on the county level, where they're trying to wipe out a black member of the Commissioner's Court in order to put a Republican in. Here's what she had to say.
My name is Elisa Simmons. I'm the Tarrant County Commissioner that represents the precinct. I represent the precinct that you are currently meeting in. This is my precinct. Welcome to ground zero of redistricting. Tarrant County, Texas, home of the Tea Party and MAGA Republicans, MAGA Republican county judge, DA, sheriff, all of them. I am here to urge the members of the Texas legislature to say no to racism and the racially discriminatory redraw of congressional maps. What you've done is planned and calculated a racist attack on the fundamental voting rights of people of color. I should know. MAGA County Judge Tim O'Hare used a racist law firm and a racist map drawer to attack, pack, and crack African American and Hispanic neighborhoods here, just like you are trying to do to our congressional maps. With the mid-decade redistricting of Tarrant County Commissioners' precincts, the Republicans came for me and my seat just last month. On June 3rd, my constituents lost their representation due to intentional racial gerrymandered MAGA politics. And what happened when my colleagues voted to redistrict? When they voted to go after my Precinct 2 seat? A damn lawsuit. So hopefully you all are prepared for that. They redrew our lines not because the population shifted, not because our communities changed, but because they wanted to silence our voices. Like you, Texas legislative Republicans, my MAGA colleagues wanted more power than they already have. Tarrant County has been in existence since 1849 and has always been Republican-led. What more do you want? They didn't give a damn who they had to disenfranchise to do it. Is my time up?
Please complete. Yeah, I'll let you complete your sentence.
All right. That wasn't fair. That wasn't democratic. It was designed to rig the game before the whistle even blew. And now Texas Republican leadership is behind closed doors, haven't seen a map or a redistricting proposal from you guys doing the same thing. But we're here today to say no to racism and racially discriminatorily redrawing of congressional maps. Thank you all.
Members, any questions for this witness? Representative Emanuel is recognized to question the witness. Oh, Commissioner, we might, it's okay. Just remember, just stay at that microphone until we might have some questions for you. Representative Emanuel is recognized to question witness.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Had a quick question. I know you were saying that because of this, it's going to cause a lawsuit. Is your county right now flush with cash, or do you all have an oversurplus of cash? I'm asking for an intent, so I'm asking.
No, sir, we are not flush with
Okay,
cash.
so you're not. Second thing is, obviously you wouldn't know, but as of right now, since this will possibly be going to litigation, do you know how much the county is already having to spend to try to, affirm what they've already done to the seat with redistricting?
Yes, we have hired the racist, the firm that drew the racist map. Mm-hmm. We paid them to draw the racist map, $30,000, and now we've hired them to defend the damn racist map, and at $250,000.
Okay.
So that's just the beginning.
That's just the beginning. So
Yes.
we're already well above what, $300,000?
Yes, in less than a month.
Okay, and then how is that end up going to be paid back? I mean, I know the county's going to do it, but where is that?
Their money, these
So this is going
taxpayer
to come
dollars.
from taxpayers?
Yes.
Who are already disenfranchised, as well as people who are not disenfranchised?
Correct.
So this is going to increase taxes in your county?
It probably will.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, Mr. Turner, recognize question witness.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner Simmons, thank you for being here, and thank you for your leadership for our county and for our precinct. You talked about the Tarrant County mid-decade redistricting, and I'd like you just to inform the committee how your Republican colleagues on the Commissioners Court went about achieving it. Just correct me if I'm wrong, but they took heavily minority neighborhoods from Precinct 2, which you were elected to represent, and packed them into Precinct 1, which is an existing majority minority commissioners precinct. Do I have that basically correct?
That's correct. So Precinct 2, as politicians you know, is a competitive district. Precinct 1 is decidedly Democratic. Precincts 3 and 4 are decidedly Republican. So, hey, if the Republicans run a good race, they maybe could have beat me, but they didn't. So it's a competitive district, and so yes, my precinct, the CVAP voting age population was 48.9% black and brown. And with redistricting, it's now 38% black and brown. So they've decimated precinct 2.
Okay. So basically, when they do these racial gerrymanders, like we're about to see in this congressional map, there's basically two ways to do it, right? You can crack a minority community and thereby dilute votes across several districts, and or pack minority voters into as little geography as possible. But the net effect is the same, reducing the overall representation that minority voters have in their ability to elect the candidates of their choice.
That's correct. So they took, for example, the Tarrant County portion of Grand Prairie, which was in Precinct 2, and votes decidedly Democratic. That's your district.
Yes.
And took it right around Arlington and placed it in Precinct 1. So, you know, they cracked Precinct 2 very well and put them into Precinct 1.
Right. Thank you for walking us through that. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thanks, sir.
Now, folks, yesterday at another hearing, Reverend Dr. Frederick Douglass Haynes, senior pastor of Friendship West Baptist Church, he also spoke to the room. Check this out.
Give us your testimony, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Frederick Douglass Haynes, and that name has been used earlier. I want to commend you because there are two governing principles that have informed how you have presided today. Number one, you said that we are going to follow the rules. Number two, you also mentioned that every American deserves to be heard. It is my prayer that that would govern how we respond to the wannabe kings the wannabe king from Washington, D.C., dictating that we redistrict at this inopportune time already districts that have been well gerrymandered. And so I'm asking, number one, that we follow the rules of justice. Justice, according to Michael Eric Dyson, is what love sounds like when it speaks in public. Justice means that all of us, your number two principle, deserve to have our voices heard. With this particular dictate coming down from Washington, D.C., our voices will not be heard. I'm asking, Mr. Chair, that indeed this committee reject what's coming from Washington, D.C., and ensure that our voices are heard, and not only that our voices are heard, but that we follow the rules of justice. I basically say with what has been said before, most, if not all, on this committee have some kind of religious affiliation. According to my understanding of Christianity and most religions, there is a belief in justice. If there is a belief in justice, it especially is concerned with ensuring that the voiceless have a voice. Please do not rob the voiceless of a voice with a racist redistricting that follows the dictates of someone who wants to be the king and not the president of the United States of America. In a few months, many of us are going to celebrate what happened 70 years ago when Rosa Parks decided that she would stand for justice by not giving up her seat. I've always wondered about all the other folk on the bus that December 1st day. What did they do? Rosa Parks, we agree, was on the right side of history because she took a stand for what was right and just. The others were on the wrong side of history because they did not take a stand at all, or they went along with what was wrong. I'm asking you this day, please stand with Rosa Parks in that spirit, meaning that history will record that you were on the right side of history because you stood for justice. You were on the right side of history because you followed the rules of justice. You were on the right side of history because you made sure that everybody in Texas has a voice, and not just voices of those who look like the occupant of the White House. I am begging you, please stand on the right side of history as opposed to the wrong side of history, which will hurt all of us and is against everything that is moral and everything that is just. Thank you for your time.
So, folks, I was sent this video of Samuel Garcia, fellow Texas A&M Aggie, and I just love what he had to say. So we're going to play this last one before we go to Commissioner Simmons. So y'all check this here out.
Microphone, we'll get to you in just a moment. All right, Chair calls Samuel Garcia. Shall you register to testify on behalf of yourself on the revised congressional redistricting plan? Is that correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
Please give us your testimony.
I drove here 3 hours to get here. I came from Abilene, Texas. And if I'm willing to drive 3 hours to come here and talk, I'm gonna ask you to get off your phone and listen to what I have to say. Whenever I found out, when you address somebody from the state legislature, you're supposed to call them the honorable this or the honorable that. Well, the word honorable means that you bring honor. And when you're elected, you're given that title. You should earn that title. Being honorable means that you do the right thing. Being honorable means that you will look at yourself in the mirror every day and say, why am I doing this? You got a call from Donald Trump. He told you to go find 5 seats. No, he got asked, how many seats? He said 5. He was asked on the news. You say, we don't have any maps. Well, how in the hell does Donald Trump know he's going to get 5 seats? I bet you anything there's maps that are there. Those maps are there, and they're sitting on his desk, and he's waiting for you to do it. This is ridiculous. A man a few days ago was arrested because he spoke too long at the lectern. He spoke too long, and y'all said, oh, he had to be arrested because he broke the rules. How many of you are going to get arrested for breaking the rules of mistreating the citizens of this state? You're breaking the rules. We are the citizens of this nation. We're the ones, it's supposed to be bottom up, not top down. I'm going to say this one thing to you. You know it's wrong. In your heart, you know it's wrong. And here's what I'm going to ask you. When your kids or your grandkids ask you one day, as a state representative, did you always do the right thing? You got 2 answers that you can choose from. You're either going to have to admit to them that, no, Sometimes I did things just for power. Sometimes I did that. Or you're going to have to lie to your kids and lie to your grandkids and tell them you did it because you believed it, because you know this is wrong. This is wrong. I grew up.
Please complete your testimony.
I'm an Aggie, and I bleed Aggie maroon. In Aggies, we say, Aggies, we don't lie, steal, or cheat or steal, and we don't tolerate those who do. But the other thing is, soy mexicano. And my mother would look at you today, and say, sin vergüenza.
Members, any questions for this witness?
Joining us now, Tarrant County Commissioner Lisa Simmons. Glad to have you here. I mean, lots of passion here, and what Garcia there, he summed it up. This is about power. This is about raw, naked power. It's pure and simple, and that's what, as you laid out, these racist Republicans are doing in Texas, in Tarrant County, in Galveston County, in Austin, Texas.
And at Fort Bend County, Texas now. Same process. These Republicans want to destroy the voting strength of black voters and other minority voters. They want to illegally throw the racial and political makeup of this county and this commissioner's court out of balance. Same thing they're doing with the congressional maps. It is obvious racism. What I want people to stop doing is calling it a power grab. These guys have the power. This is racism, pure and simple. They've got the power. They want absolute dominion. They want dominion. So this is racist, and we need to continue to say that, call it what it is, call a thing a thing.
Well, and the thing that I keep, when I wrote my book, White Fear, How the Browning of America is Making White Folks Lose Their Minds, I laid all this out. I said, guys, this is what they are doing. This is what they're preparing to do. It's as simple as that. And so many people, I looked at so many people who sat the election out last year. I don't like this about Kamala or this. Trump is not that bad. And now they're sitting here going like, oh my God, they're doing it. But they said they were going to do it.
I knew it when I took office 2 years, 7 months ago. The consultants called. I won November 8th, November 9th. They called and said, can you jump on a Zoom? They are going to redistrict this seat because the sister before me, she served one term. We served 4-year terms. She served one term. She was black. She won by 4,000 votes. I won by 4,000 votes. Where I sit is, like I said at the testimony, is a competitive district. And so the Republicans knew it was going to turn. It was going to be more, it would become more easy for Democrats to win. And so they're like, we're about to put a stop to this. And they want, the county judge will tell you, if he could, he'd want 4 Republicans on the commissioner's court. What's important about that is it's taking away your representatives.
Right.
I mean, you're removing me from, this would remove me from the court. It will be nearly impossible with the new map that passed. It passed here. We have been redistricted, reapportioned. It will be nearly impossible for me to win. And that is a result of people not voting. We have got to get these folks to the polls, period, point blank.
Yeah, I keep saying they are taking advantage. 61% of Texas is minority, yet 61% of the people who vote are white.
And let me tell you this, For years, I get the Tarrant County Republican monthly newsletter. Those people are organized. It's not rocket science. They are canvassing now for the Republicans in Tarrant County are block walking, knocking on doors now. What we do as Democrats, election's over, we need to take a break. We need to take a rest. And so we can go to those hearings, give great remarks and speeches and all that. Same thing that happened with this commissioner's court. I had a ton of people show up at commissioner's court. 2 overflow rooms. It doesn't matter. They've got the votes on commissioner's court. They've got 3 votes. The Texas House has the votes to redistrict. So what are we going to do? Keep giving speeches? We've got to do better. Subscribe to the Tarrant County Republican newsletter and do what they do. It's not rocket science. We just got to be consistent, block walking, communicating, educating, and have short, succinct messages, and be tough, talk shit, and get out here. We should be campaigning right now, right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've been making that point. I can't tell you how many times I say, yo, you can't wait. I spoke today on the panel of the U.S. Black Chamber, Inc., and I laid out to the people. I said, you have to be starting far earlier, a year earlier. You got to be teaching people. There has to be town halls. I said, we got to go back where we had freedom schools, the civil rights movement. You got to have freedom schools teaching people about public policy. I saw this one, I was on social media, this one guy, this was about 3 days ago, he was like, Democrat National Committee, where are y'all? Y'all should be Texas fighting. I'm like, no, fool. I'm like, you should be fighting, but you should be mobilizing and organizing, because the problem with Texas is unorganized. And Republicans have been able to win all across the state, statewide offices. And here's the deal. Your county is the last large major county in Texas that Republicans control. That's why they're scared to death. They lost Harris County. That's why Governor Abbott hates Harris County. They lost Dallas County. They've lost Travis County. The governor is such an ass. With this new map, they literally put the governor's mansion in a red district, so it's not in a Democrat congressional district.
They're silly when they draw these maps. Silly. Listen, I'm going to tell you how silly they are. So Precinct 2, my precinct, is home to Globe Life Stadium, home of the Texas Rangers, AT&T Stadium, home to the Dallas Cowboys, the Texas Live Entertainment Complex. The lines they drew, Roland, they gave the stadiums to a Republican precinct or commissioner, but not the goddamn parking lots. So the parking lots are still mine. Make it make sense.
Wait. They drew the maps. So the parking lots of the stadium are in your district, but the stadium itself is not.
You heard me. Yes. And so I guess that's, I've driven, I might go meet people for lunch at Texas Live, and they have a jacked up parking lot. And I told my road and bridge director, I said, hey, let's use some discretionary funds. And I know the Rangers don't need county dollars, but I want that parking lot fixed. So we can use some discretionary funds and help them repair that parking lot. And so I guess they want me to use my discretionary funds to repair parking lot. Make it make sense. The way they drew these lines. And you're from this area, a lot of your listeners aren't, so this won't mean much to them. But Grand Prairie, Texas, the Tarrant County portion, is Precinct 2, and it votes decidedly Democratic. They have moved Grand Prairie, Texas, round past Arlington, and put it into Precinct 1. So Precinct 1, Democratic, always going to be.
The thing that we're seeing, folks, I mean, we literally are seeing some absolutely shameful behavior that's coming in Texas. But again, we warned people about this. And when the commissioner talks about how you have to mobilize and organize, how you have to get folk focused. Again, that's how you defeat this. Y'all, this ain't rocket science. It's really not. And so you can be mad and pissed off. The question is, what are you going to do about it? If you want to understand how these folks think, how these folks operate, what's on their minds, all you have to do is just look at in terms of how they go about their business. The other day we showed y'all some of that in terms of these Republicans, in terms of just how they move. So here's a perfect example. So Jimmy Patronis out of Florida put out this statement here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to pull it up. He goes, I support a renewed redistricting effort for Florida. If Texas can do it, the free state of Florida can do it 10 times better. Also, y'all, fair districts is unconstitutional because it violates freedom of speech, and elections are a state's rights issue. The more power to the states, the better. Okay, here's the problem with that, y'all. The folks in Florida literally put that right there, the fair districts, in the state constitution. So it's a little hard to run around that. Now, the governor of California, so this is his response to this headline in the Texas Tribune. Newsom will move to redraw California maps if Texas redistricts tee up national fight. He goes, FAFO. And he's absolutely right. You've got Kathy Hochul. Give me 1 second. I saw this earlier. I was at the U.S. Black Chamber Inc., and I was checking this out. Kathy Hochul, she is the governor of New York, and she is now weighing in on this very issue, making it clear that, she will move to take some action when it comes to gerrymandering as well. And the thing here, Mike, I want to start with you. It's real simple. Okay, Republicans, y'all want to start this fight? Go ahead. But the most populous states in the country are blue. So let's do the map. California. I saw one analysis where they said they could literally flip the map in California to 52-0 based upon districts Kamala Harris won. So you got California, you got Ohio, you got Maryland, you got Illinois, you got Virginia. Hey, my whole deal is you tell Dems, go for broke. Change the whole damn thing. And when they start crying, you say, okay, let's do a national gerrymander ban. Oh, y'all Republicans, y'all voted against that in Congress, Michael.
Absolutely. And thanks for having me, Roland. And I certainly hope that those three governors that you mentioned start putting the pieces together, start talking to the particular state representatives that they can count on, and start putting these, drawing their own maps. Be prepared if Texas pulls the trigger and does it and executes, you're ready to do the same. Now, the only question is, if Texas does not pull the trigger, should the states you just mentioned do it anyway?
Oh, hold on. First of all, that Michael, that ain't even a question.
Right.
Texas is going to do it. I mean, that ain't even. You can't say the horse left the barn, the ship has left the port. Bottom line is, they are prioritizing redrawing districts over focusing on flooding that killed almost 200 people. That right there tells you exactly what the focus of Governor Greg Abbott is.
Yes.
So if that's the issue you're referring to, then absolutely those particular blue governors and the blue state representative bodies should absolutely get ready, be prepared. So if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
Yeah, absolutely. Commissioner Simmons, you see right here, this is Governor Kathy Hochul of New York State. I won't sit by while Donald Trump and Texas Republicans try to steal our nation's future. And I think what she should say is, okay, y'all flip 5, I'm a flip 5. And Newsom should say, I'm a flip 10. And again, Maryland, Illinois, Virginia, if I'm Democrats, I say, yo, let's pick up 20, 25 seats.
Exactly. What we being so nice for? What is what? You're exactly right. Abbott, this is happening in the Texas House. Period, point blank. They got the votes. They jacked around and had some check the box, public hearings. Didn't have a map to show the people or a redistricting proposal. This is a foregone conclusion, and we don't have the votes in the Texas legislature to do anything about it. So it is incumbent upon those other governors to take action. No need to wait. There's no need to wait.
The thing here, Greg, is you are facing evil. You're facing an individual and a party that is corrupt to their core. Republicans today in Congress voted down an amendment that would have kept the United States from giving Trump this refurbished $1 billion, this jet from Qatar. Okay, so they are sanctioning corruption. So let's just be real clear. I don't want to hear another one of these bullshit speeches from Senator Cory Booker or any House member. My dear friend, I know your heart. I know you're a person of decency. I don't want to hear the honorable so-and-so. These people are not honorable. They're not decent. They're not fair. They're not moral. And when you're facing someone like that, you treat them accordingly.
You do. You do. Unless you don't. And our dear brother Cory Booker is speaking a language they don't understand. And anyone who would say, well, you have to, when they go low, we go high, with all due respect to our former First Lady, Michelle Obama, and anyone else who thinks that way, you're not a student of American history. I simply have to get back in the trenches because I don't want to see another Black Table commercial for one that we already did, although David Pepper is a very important person in this question of redistricting. But one of the first people we're going to schedule to talk to is the author of this brand new biography of Charles Sumner, a remarkable senator. So, Senator Booker, I would really strongly advise you, brother, to read the biography of Charles Sumner, read what he wrote, and read the new book. The book ends with Charles Sumner on his deathbed imploring the United States Senate to pass what became the Civil Rights Act of 1875, which was ultimately overturned by the Supreme Court and sabotaged by the House of Representatives. But I bring it up for this reason. Charles Sumner, who, if people know him at all, they probably know from when Preston Brooks of South Carolina beat him within an inch of his life on the floor of the United States Senate. Charles Sumner had no compromise. He is the major architect of Reconstruction legislation. We're talking about not only the Civil Rights Act of 1866, but the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. Charles Sumner is a very important figure. Why do I bring up Charles Sumner at this juncture? I am not alarmed. I'm excited. Because this is the thing about these hillbillies and white supremacy. What you see is that corruption and overreach in the history of the United States walk hand in hand. The 1850s, the 1860s, leading up to the Civil War, you see some of the most corrupt, some of the nastiest pieces of work in terms of open white supremacists in the history of this country at work. And if you're going to beat them, you have to simply decide you're going to break their political backs. Charles Sumner understood that. The Fugitive Slave Act of 1850, where they could just put their hands on you and say you have no rights, and next thing you know, you're working on a damn plantation in Louisiana like Solomon Northup, which is, of course, the evening that we met the first time, 12 years a slave. Well, guess what? What the hell do you think ISIS is? I'm sorry, they call it ICE, but it's ISIS. They put their hands on you, and the hillbilly in charge of it says we can stop people based on how they look. It is an echo of that time. So at this moment, what we are seeing is the same type of escalation in a different age of what preceded the Civil War. When South Carolina decided they would rather leave than obey the Constitution, well, guess what? Governor Abbott, my friend, I applaud you, my friend, because what you go understand, you hillbilly, is that when you break it this time, nobody's going to put on a uniform and save it. When Gavin Newsom said, as he has said today, that perhaps we'll have a special election on November the 4th and put to the ballot the question of redistricting. And Kathy Hochul is no flaming liberal. She's a centrist Democrat, is going to follow suit. J.B. Pritzker in Illinois follows suit. Guess what? The cold civil war is now moving to the hot phase. And finally, this hillbilly in Florida that you quoted, talking about the First Amendment, taking his cues from John Roberts, because that's absolutely John Roberts' gospel, and talking about states' rights. Well, guess what? That works both ways. If you're not going to give disaster relief to Republican districts in Maryland because Wes Moore is the governor, well, guess what? You're going to stop paying taxes. And once them hillbillies start screaming bloody murder in Mississippi and Louisiana and Texas and South Carolina, well, guess what? Those of us who are caught up in it, maybe we'll feel enough pain to get involved in the political process and vote enough people into the federal legislature so that the Freedom to Vote Act will pass, and maybe we won't. But I'll tell you right now, I'm excited because it's going to always have to come down to this. You don't break white supremacy with kind words. You break its back with power.
No, this is not a moment for folk to be scared. This is a moment, literally, where it requires fighters. I remember seeing Reverend Willie Wilson was preaching in Dallas, and he talked about there was a church break-in, and some thugs stole the equipment in the church. They stole the musical instruments and all kind of stuff like that. And so they went to the pulpit. He went to the pulpit that Sunday, and he said, I need y'all to put the word out on the street in D.C. We looking for our stuff. He said, but I don't need y'all simple Christians. He said, I need some of my former thug Christians to roll with me to go get our equipment. And then they found out where the equipment was and rolled up on the place and got the equipment and got some other stuff from there as well. See, this ain't a moment for the weak, the meek, the quiet, the nice. No. This is where you need some Democratic gangsters who said, I'm going to take y'all out one by one. I'm going to make y'all feel, and every time J.D. Vance tweets, oh my God, this is unfair, then they say, take another seat. Then when they start complaining again, take another seat. And that's what you do. That's how you make them pay.
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't sure where you were going with that at first. I wasn't sure.
Well, that's why I know where I'm going. If you just listen, you'll know where I'm going.
The man you saying to listen, I haven't gotten 6 words out before you didn't.
Because I just talked. Well, if you ain't know where I was going, that's why I explained it where I was going. You need some gangsters. When you in a fight, you don't bring folk who believe in diplomacy. You bring folk who ready to swing. Now you understand what I'm saying?
Let me finish my thought. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As a person who's literally just finished a book chapter today arguing for the coexistence of diplomacy and deterrence, I do believe that we definitely need to be stronger and strategically stronger. If we have the option to do a thing, we should do that thing. If California, if New York, if Chicago can actually, implement the same sort of strategy that they did in Texas, I say we go for it. I think this hemming and hawing, and which I understand from the perspective of you're trying to figure out, if I make this move, is the person in office, 2-3 years down the line, will they do it and use it against? It's all these things that go into this type of thinking. That's what we don't have the luxury of. We don't have the luxury of the hemming and the hawing. We don't have the luxury of kind of thinking through when we are already here. We're not having this conversation proactively. We are here, and the people need to rally around something. They need to believe in someone, and they need to be inspired. And right now they are still searching for it. So I say, if this is an option, we should definitely pull the trigger on that and exercise that option.
And Commissioner Simmons, they are literally using taxpayer money, as you said, to pay this racist organization. Folk folk should be raising holy hell, and every time that little mascot county judge of yours starts whining and complaining, they should sit here and say, all right, we're going to boycott your house.
Hey, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm not gonna on this.
You ain't got no. You ain't got to say it. I said it. If y'all in Tarrant County, hey, laws are allowed. Protest at his house. That's right. Start at 6 a.m. Wake his ass up. See, these people. They are trying to lock in power for the next 50 to 100 years. They do not want to see black advancement, brown advancement. They are they are white nationalists.
Because let me tell you what Elisa Simmons is going to pull up and stop doing. Is going to these rallies, public hearings, all this stuff about redistricting. I had a 7-hour commissioners court meeting, and so grateful that all of the white allies, the African American groups, the D9, the Hispanic organizations, so glad that we had 500-600 people show up. And I had a redistricting public hearing in my precinct that lasted 5 hours. I went to the redistricting deal, the congressional, the state thing, Monday night. That was 5 or 6 hours long. If we don't stop talking, see, Elisa Simmons is not going to Austin. If one more person asks me to go to another rally in Austin, I get it. People want elected officials to speak and do the rah-rah thing.
Yep.
What are we talking about? If all those bus loads of people going to Austin for something coming, I'm not going. If they were mobilized, hitting these doors,
yep,
talking to people, they go into Austin to do what? Go beg, talk, try. You are not convincing these racist clowns to change not one vote. Not one vote will change. But all of this, my sorority group, I'm just looking at all these, who's going to Austin, this bus got this. I'm like, Lord, what are we doing? At the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, the Tarrant County map, the state of Texas congressional maps are an expression of intentional racial discrimination designed to silence our voices, designed to eliminate our representatives I was elected by the people. And I told you it was a competitive district, not just by Democrats, not just by black. You can't win in my precinct by black and brown people voting for you or just Democrats. And so these maps have taken away, essentially, I'm faithful, I believe in God, but has diluted the voting strength of minorities to elect their candidate of choice. So precinct 1 now in Tarrant County becomes almost 80 something percent, almost 90% Democrat. That's great. We will have one representative on the commissioner's court.
Yep. So you're absolutely right. If you're going to expend time, energy, and money, then you spend it where it is wise, where you have a greater return on investment, and that's hitting door to door, precincts, canvassing. That's what you have to do because you have to beat these people. And here's the whole deal, okay? A lot of these House seats the Republicans control in Texas, there are a number that they can be beaten in.
Yes.
If folk actually vote. That's just what it boils down to.
Tarrant County is 50-50. I mean, it's right there. And in Tarrant County, we have, according to the Tarrant County Democratic Party, we have more registered Democrats in Tarrant County. We got to pull them out of their homes into the polls.
Yep, there you go. Commissioner Simmons, we appreciate it. Keep up the good fight.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. The window to invest in Fanbase is closing. We've raised over $10.6 million of our $17 million goal. That means there's room for less than 6,370 people to invest in Fanbase for the average amount. The minimum to invest in Fanbase right now is $399. That makes you an owner in Fanbase today. Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. Why? Because current social apps have taken advantage of users for far too long, with content suppression, shadow banning, harmful racist content, and no real tools for monetization and equity. Fanbase has over 1.4 million users and counting, allowing anyone to reach all their following and monetize their content from day one. Social media is the new TV, and whoever owns the apps that distribute that content have the opportunity to own potential billion-dollar companies. While big platforms with uncertain futures are failing to serve their users, Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now, invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the next generation of social media.